Welcome back to the Heat Report, where we talk all things Miami Heat basketball. This is another edition of Heat Weekly, and yeah, let's get right into it. Before we even talk about our first topic, make sure y'all leave a like and subscribe and comment down below what you guys think about this video and what you guys thought about this week so far for the Miami Heat. We're on the road to 400 subscribers, so let's see if we can get that number as fast as we can. Y'all are the GOATs. So, the Miami Heat are currently on a 3-game winning streak after beating the New York Knicks, the Golden State Warriors, and just recently beating the Cleveland Cavaliers. Two of those games which featured our marquee trade acquirance, Victor Oladipo, and all three of them featuring Nemanja Bjelica. Make that a 4-game winning streak. Actually, I forgot we beat the Indiana Pacers as well. So 4-game winning streak for the Heat, looking really, really good. So yeah, man, I mean, talking about the Heat, is this the turning point where we start to get clicking? We stop going on these up and down win streaks and then losing streaks? Is this the moment where we start getting more consistent? Now, I'm going to be talking about what I've seen from the new pickups so far, starting with Trevor Ariza, who has been inserted into the starting lineup and has so far been a very good fit. He provides great defense, switching from 1 through 5 very effectively. His defense on Stephen Curry when he was switched onto Curry was very impressive. He held the Warriors whenever anyone was guarded by him on the Warriors. They shot 3 for 15 as a team combined. So he's done an amazing job defensively, and shooting the ball, he has gotten his feet underneath him, especially in that Cleveland Cavalier game. He shot the 3 exceptionally well, especially in the first half. He looks like a very good pickup, man. A very low risk pickup, just considering what we traded for him. He looks like an amazing pickup for us. And I don't want to say this because I know how much Jay Crowder has done for us, but we could potentially see a better version of a Jay Crowder if everything goes well for Trevor Ariza, because he can guard more positions than Jay Crowder because he's bigger. And, you know, he still provides that same shooting ability while being able to drive to the rim and kick it out as well on certain occasions. So Trevor Ariza has been a very underrated pickup for us. I think he's been our best trade acquirement so far. Victor Oladipo is a second guy we're going to be talking about. Still yet to find his feet underneath him with his offensive skills, but his defense has been amazing. His offense, you see here and there what he brings to our team. I remember a play against the Warriors down the stretch where he broke down our defense and passed it to Hero for an open layup to put us up by 5 or 7, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Victor Oladipo brings another dimension on the offensive end where when we take Jimmy out of the game, we're not as hampered because we do have Victor Oladipo, and with our roster getting fully healthy, with the likes of Goran Dragic and Kendrick Nunn, he hasn't even been getting minutes. That's how deep our team is. They provide a lot of outlets for us to be able to dribble, penetrate, and kick it out to a wide open 3-point shooter or create a shot for themselves. So Victor Oladipo, you will see, is going to be a great pickup for the future. Right now, he still has to get his feet underneath him, get used to our system, and I do think time will. It'll take some time, but it'll come. Jimmy Butler, when he first got to the Heat, wasn't really tearing it up. He wasn't really shooting the ball as well. He was deferring a little bit because he didn't really know like the system and everything. Same with LeBron James when he came here. We started off 8 and 9, so it takes time. It takes a lot of time, and after a couple more games, I do think we're going to be seeing Victor Oladipo his fullest potential for this team. Nemanja Bjelica, a guy that we have been using sometimes as a stretch 5 off the bench, stretch 4 off the bench. I think he plays really well with Jimmy. Our offensive rating with him and Jimmy on the floor at the same time is staggering. It's very good, and that's to be expected because he did play with Jimmy in Minnesota. They have a pretty good relationship. He played with Goran overseas, so they also have a pretty good relationship. So I do think he's going to fit in nice with that second unit. And I do like our second unit a lot, especially with Nemanja. He can either be played as a 4 or a 5, depending on who we're playing that night. So if we need Nemanja as a 4, we always have Precious to slide in at that 5 spot. And vice versa. If we don't need Precious, Nemanja can play that 5 spot. I did think we should probably try to get someone in the buyout market, preferably a center, but DeMarcus Cousins has gone to the LA Clippers, signed a 10-day contract there. Dwayne Dedmon doesn't look like he's going to be getting any offers this season. I think he's still rehabbing from his injury. John Henson just got picked up from the Knicks. Norvell Pell, same thing. So from what I've been seeing, doesn't look like the Heat are going to be signing any notable bigs in the buyout market, because apparently they don't really see a big that really fits their system, which is understandable. The bigs are not really that good options right now. Gorgie Jang apparently is expected to go to the Spurs as well. So yeah, as of right now, we have 13 players on our roster, not including the two-way guys, and we are required to have 14 by Thursday. So someone's gonna have to get converted into an actual NBA contract from a two-way player, whether that's Gabe Vincent or Max Strus, and the other one, or we're gonna have to sign someone in the buyout market, which I do think is highly unlikely, based off of what I've been seeing. So expect one of Gabe Vincent or Max Strus to be converted into an NBA player, and to no longer be a two-way player for this season. That's some more Heat news for y'all. Upcoming stretch is pretty difficult, to be honest. I do think we play the Grizzlies, and then after the Grizzlies we play the Los Angeles Lakers. I do expect us to win both of those games, but the Grizzlies, if I'm not mistaken, we lost that game against the Grizzlies very recently, to be honest. We lost it by 2 points, but it was we didn't hit our shots whatsoever, and our offense was atrocious. I'm pretty confident against the Lakers because they don't have LeBron or AD, so I think we should be able to beat them pretty convincingly. But after the Grizzlies and the Lakers game, we do have a stretch of games where it could get pretty tricky. Let me read y'all some of the games after the Lakers. We do have the Trailblazers, who have been on a run, who we just saw on the day of the trade deadline, actually. The Phoenix Suns, who beat us really bad. Same with the Denver Nuggets. So the 3 games after the Grizzlies and the Lakers are going to be challenges. Realistically, I would like to see us go 4-1, but realistically, I'm predicting we're going to go 3-2 on that stretch, which I don't think is bad, because 3 of those teams are very good teams. If we can beat 1 or 2 of the Trailblazers or Suns, I'll be happy having won the games against the Grizzlies and the Lakers. After that, obviously Timberwolves. We don't really have any tough games. We play the Nets once, and the 76ers, the Celtics twice, and the Bucks once. But we have games sprinkled around, like the Rockets, Cavs, Pistons, Hornets, who actually, I shouldn't disrespect the Hornets. They've been playing good basketball, but they have injuries. The Timberwolves. So yeah, man, it's gonna be a very, very roller coaster ride and to the end to the season, because man, we have to see how our new players adjust to the system, and we have to see their fullest potential. Another center that has just gotten released is Justin Patton. He's in the free agency. So he and Jimmy actually played together in Minnesota and in Philly. They got traded. They were both in the same trade package when Jimmy got traded to Philadelphia. So if he vouches for it, Justin Patton might be a guy we sign, but I doubt it. One of the big things I wanted to talk about was why we have hit this turnaround. It isn't just the new signings or the new trade acquirances, because obviously we have Ariza has been playing through that losing streak. Oladipo, his offense hasn't really been that great, and Bjelica has been kind of streaky. I do think it's due to the shooting. I think Duncan Robinson has been a very unsung hero for this 4-game winning streak. His shooting has been phenomenal. He's the youngest player in NBA history to 453s, which is absolutely insane considering the amount of great shooters that have been in this league. He's averaging 19 points per game if you round up from 18.6, 57% from the field, 53% from 3 on almost 10 attempts a game, and perfect from the free throw line in his last 5 games. Incredible numbers for Duncan Robinson. Those are Klay Thompson-esque numbers, and I'm not saying he's the next Klay Thompson, because his defensive ability is nowhere close to Klay. But if he can continue to do this, it doesn't even have to be 53% from 3 is ridiculous. I don't care what anyone says. That means over half of his threes are going in. Crazy. I think last year he was shooting 45, and this is the thing about Duncan Robinson. I don't know if it's a trade deadline or anything like that affected him. But 39% from the 3, which was what he was shooting before the deadline, that wasn't bad. That wasn't a bad number. But for what we have expected to see of Duncan Robinson, 39% is kind of like, whoa, like this is not the Duncan Robinson that we know. So 53 is incredible for him to turn it around like that. It was just a matter of him finding his shots and his rhythm. Um, and yeah, and the shots just start falling. Tyler Hero, same thing. He's been playing amazing in the last 3 games. 20 points per game, 5 assists on 41% shooting from the field, which is a little bit below par, but I do expect him to pick that up. 44% from 3, amazing. Perfect from the free throw line again, amazing. It's just a matter of shots falling for these guys. They're getting great looks all the time. It's just a matter of whether those shots fall. Sometimes you get into shooting slumps as shooters, and Tyler Hero is not just a shooter, but sometimes your shot just doesn't fall, and I do think he's compensated for that really well. So yeah, just wanted to shout out those 2 snipers on our team. Amazing. The turnaround from the trade deadline, and especially in these recent games. Yeah, and as I'm refreshing Twitter right now, TJ Leaf is just signed with the Blazers, so that's another big man that's gone. I wasn't even thinking about TJ Leaf. Yeah, man. So it's gonna be very interesting to see how we continue this winning streak or how we fall back. I do want to see us beat the Grizzlies. I think we can beat the Grizzlies. Let's be honest. The Grizzlies are good, but we should be beating them. We should be beating the Lakers. It's those 3 games after that are kind of iffy. Portland's gonna be tough, man. Portland's gonna be tough. Phoenix, I think, is good enough to beat any team. They absolutely dogged us. Phoenix manhandled us. The Nuggets beat us. They absolutely tore us apart in that first regular season game. So yeah, I mean, and these are all, I think, games on the road as well. They're not home, and you know how that altitude gets in Denver. I don't remember the last time we won in Denver. I think last year we got blown out as well. So yeah, it's gonna be a wild ride, man. Wild ride. What I expect from in these next coming weeks, obviously I expect Trevor Ariza to continue what he's doing, finding his 3-point shot. What he did against the Cavs was very impressive. The guys were finding him, and he was shooting that ball. 15 points. If we can get 15 points every night from Trevor Ariza, I'm gonna be extremely happy, because 15 points from a guy that was out of the league for a whole year, amazing. I'm very happy with Trevor Ariza's production. Iguodala has not even been getting minutes, so I don't know what happened to Iguodala. I don't think he was out against the Cavs. I think he was available, so pretty surprising. Iguodala has been used sparingly. He was used against the Warriors, but I do think it was because Goran Dragic was not healthy. With Goran Dragic being healthy, our rotation has gotten more and more deeper. So guys like Kendrick Nunn, Andre Iguodala, people like that, who we know are very good NBA players, are not really getting minutes. Our lineup, I love our starting lineup's defensive rating. I think since the trade deadline, we're like the number 1 or number 2 ranked defense. Oladipo, Robinson, Jimmy, Ariza, and Bam can basically switch everything apart from Duncan. I do think Duncan competes on the defensive end. He's not as big of a liability that he was last year. Off the bench, we have Goran, we have Tyler, we have Bielitsa, we have Precious. So that's a 9-man, and then we have Iguodala if we have to play at the small forward position. So yeah, I love our bench, but one of these guards, we're gonna have to sort out these guards' future, because Kendrick Nunn is not getting any minutes, and he's a very quality player, and he's a free agent this year. So if we're gonna re-sign Kendrick Nunn because he's restricted, and if we're gonna take the team option on Dragic because he's on a team option, Oladipo we plan to restructure long term. We already have Duncan Robinson. I'd be very surprised if we don't get him back. Tyler Hero's here. He's on the books right now. That's already 5 guards. Plus you have guys like our 2 two-way players are also guards, Gabe Vincent and Max Strus. We have an abundance of guards on this team, so something's gonna have to happen, whether we make a move and everything. Shout out to Kelly Olynyk for balling on the Rockets. I don't want to see any Rockets fans saying they won the trade, blah 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 blah. Someone has to score on that trash team, bro. Olynyk, shout out to you. You're probably gonna get paid because you are a free agent, Olynyk. He's balling on the Rockets, but someone has to. Like, their team is terrible. and what he's doing on the Rockets was not what he was going to do on the Heat. So, yeah. Apart from that, I think that's going to be all for this week's Heat Weekly episode. Make sure y'all leave a like and subscribe. Comment down below what you guys think about what have all I said, and also what you guys have seen from the Heat in this winning streak. Comment down below what y'all think about that. I'll see y'all later as always. Peace.